was going to happen. I don't know what. They don't know what.
And we'll find out what happens as the 76ers take on the Celtics here on the Superstation. Night in Hartford, Connecticut, and once again Larry Bird took over for the second consecutive game in the closing seconds. This shot and that basket defeated the Detroit Pistons 131 to 130. And as we take a look at the Atlantic Division standings, you see that the Boston Celtics have a 1.5 game lead now over their rivals, the Philadelphia 76ers. Good evening, everyone. I'm Rick Barry, and welcome to the Spectrum in Philadelphia for game number 4 of the series for this season. The first 2 games in Boston were won by Boston. 1 game was won here in Philadelphia, so perhaps it might be Philadelphia's term in this hotly contested rivalry, one of the greatest in the history of professional sports. And a man who has been around for a lot of those for many, many years, and he has the years to back it up, Bill Russell. Bill, how was it playing against the 76ers in those early days?
You know, this rivalry is going back to before the Celtics ever won a championship. And this franchise was in Syracuse. And we built up a hatred for them then, and it's never diminished at all.
Okay, now what makes this series different than the rivalry, let's say, between Boston and L.A. or Philadelphia and L.A.?
Well, you get to play each other enough in the season to work up a lot of little petty hatreds for each other.
Petty hatred? You actually had some hatred for some
Oh,
of the
yeah. Well,
players?
you see, with the Lakers, you only get to play them either in the playoffs or once or twice a season. But with these guys, you get to play them 7 or 8 times. You can really work up a big grudge, in fact.
Okay, well, why is this such an intense series between these two ball clubs?
Because these two franchises have been competitive throughout their history. They've both had a couple of off years, but they've been really competitive every year, and you have to play well to beat the other guy. In fact, we should always say, when you go into Philly, Philly.
No, Bill, we don't want to say that. In fact, we'll be back with the starting lineups and see how this rivalry tonight turns out.
Game NBA basketball is brought to you in part by...
And it's another sellout crowd ready for the action in tonight's ball game as we take a look at the starting lineups. First for Boston, it'll be Bird, Maxwell, Parish, Dennis Johnson, and Ainge, and Kevin McHale, of course, the great sixth man for the Celtics, who will have an impact on tonight's game. The coach, K.C. Jones, looking for his 100th win as a Celtic coach if he wins the game tonight. For Billy Cunningham and his 76ers, and their sixth man, Bobby Jones, Julius Erving, Charles Barkley, Moses Malone, Maurice Cheeks, and Andrew Toney will take on the duty of going up against the defending world champions. Billy looks a little anxious. Our referees for tonight are Earl Strom and Jim Capers, 2 of the veteran officials in the NBA.
And you need veteran officials for this game, Rick.
Why is that, Bill?
Plenty of experience and plenty of smarts, and they can take advantage of a young referee. Both teams. Now, you go through the first few minutes of the game, or a minute or 2, or the first shot especially, you're just feeling out, just to you don't know what's going to happen.
Cheeks on a good cut to the basket, and a fine pass from Malone.
And it's a feeling out period for the first minute or 2, so you just getting the feel of the game.
Like a boxing match, just spar a little bit to start out with.
Now, Philadelphia is one of the better defensive teams in the league. There are only 1 or 2 teams that I would rate with them, and Milwaukee's one of them.
Ainge can't get the left hand to drop. Malone doing what he does best, controlling on the boards. Tony's miss, Ainge with the rebound. Danny Ainge has been shooting up around 70% in the last 3 games. It goes into Parish and foul inside. Looks like it'll be on Maurice Cheeks.
Maurice Cheeks is, without a doubt, the best double-team guy in the league. It has been for at least 4 years.
Now, are you talking about all over the court or just inside when they go to the post, man?
All over the court. He double-teams in a fashion that's the most effective for any one league that goes to double team when you're trying to double up on a guy.
Well, interesting enough, Billy Cunningham only gives the green light to do that to 2 players, Bobby Jones and also to Maurice Cheeks. So Maurice really has the freedom to do whatever he feels is best for the team in doubling situations. Billy will not allow the other players to do that. Double team inside, bad pass from Erving. Here goes Danny Ainge. Barkley with a great block. Maxwell's there to put it in.
You will see a lot of bizarre things going in this game, Rick, because both these teams are very, very good, but they hustle and work so hard against each other that you see some things that look bizarre.
You also see some great plays that are made to look very easy. Shot clock is down to 5. To 3. Bad pass. Picked off by Bird.
Not necessarily a bad pass, but good defense, but they set that up. They made him go baseline or to his right.
Maxwell misses over Barkley, but there's Parish drawing the foul on Malone.
Good move by Robert Parish, that old paratrooper move. Once you get the gap in the air, make him pay. When he comes down, that's it.
Make sure that you initiate a little bit of contact, because very rarely will they go ahead and call an
Look at
offensive
this
foul.
passing to Dennis Johnson, from Dennis Johnson to Maxwell, and
well, we ran it backwards, but it's tough to talk backwards, Bill, so I know you couldn't do that.
I was ready to try, Rick. I was ready to try.
The Chief, Robert Parish, has done such a marvelous job with the team coming over from the Golden State Warriors.
Missed a couple of free throws already.
The young rookie Barkley being guarded by Bird. The doctor.
That shot this year. I think that Julius has been as effective this year as he has been in the last 5 years.
Well, George Erving, the coach of the Pacers, said that he did more exciting things when he played with them in the ABA, but now he's a better all-around player. Johnson can't get his first try to go down, and Dennis Johnson's been playing outstanding basketball for the Boston Celtics this year, perhaps his finest year as a professional. And he was chosen to play on the All-Star team this year.
Well, it's easy for him to play.
Three-point try by Tony, and Malone is there for the rebound.
Great offensive rebound by Malone on that one, of course. They should have screened him out.
Sixers by 2. We've got 9:25 to go here in the first period.
I was going to say it's been easiest for Dennis Johnson this year because he's playing with guys that are strong personalities, and he's a strong personality. And so some of the things that he does assist has a positive impact rather than a negative impact.
That was Robert Parish over Malone. Tied at 6. Oh, Moses with a great individual effort on a little scoop shot.
I think he's ready for the game tonight.
That's Maxwell scoring over Barkley. And that's the one thing that Barkley has said has been his toughest adjustment, is trying to play the defense against these great players in the NBA. 4 points for Cedric Maxwell.
Well, he's still learning to play defense with the 76ers, and playing defense is a lot more difficult than playing offense simply because of the fact that you have to learn to be the right place at the right time in order to cover for your teammates' weaknesses.
Well, look at the battle in Malone. That time in Barkley, Malone and Maxwell were going at it pretty good.
There used to be a time you could leave Julius out there and he wouldn't hurt you too much. But now he's in that jump shot and playing so well.
Bird on the miss by Julius. Good defense that time by Doctor from the weak side.
And that's something he's doing better than he's ever done before.
Take it home, Moses. Sixers by 2. Malone with 6. Stacey Jones up off the bench calling out a play for his Boston Celtics team. DJ on a cutoff when they double team that time on Bird. Dennis Johnson made the
That's how you
smart
make
move.
a guy pay. When they double team, cut to the hoop. And if you don't get it, you at least leave someone else open.
7:40 to go here in the first period. We're tied at 10. Foul. Dennis Johnson.
Says the referee, good call. Now, why would a guy say that?
Just to try and...
Let's take a look at it now. Here goes Andrew Toney, baseline. Dennis reaches in right there.
Whacked him on the right shoulder. Wanted to make the official feel good, so maybe he'll get a break later on. The Doctor comes up short on the glass. Parish was there to control. Barkley knocks it away. 3-on-1 break. Barkley with a move against Bird. Well, they had a two-on-one with 2 men, one from each team trailing. It was a good play. Knocked away by Julius again. It'll be Boston ball.
So far in this game, the Sixers defense has been outstanding. They started out the game playing good, strong defense. And and they haven't allowed the Celtics to get a rhythm offensively.
Larry Bird not been involved in the offense for the Celtics.
That's just temporary.
Danny Ainge, three-point try. Count it. Ainge with his first points of the game. And the Celtics take a one-point lead.
Now, one thing the Celtics have this year that they hadn't shown before is they've had very good outside shooting from both of their guards.
Tony and another great individual move right by Dennis Johnson. Dennis having his hands full with Andrew Toney. There's Bird getting off the mark a little bit to the right. Barkley to Erving. Celtics are back. Parish to Johnson. Bird misfires a second time. Doctor with the block on Maxwell's shot.
They are playing good defense, and that's what you need when you play good defense. And when it breaks down, you get this kind of help.
Here's the Bird miss. And here comes the rebound by Maxwell. And watch the Doctor time it perfectly. Knocked it out of bounds. It'll be Boston ball when we come back. The Sixers have taken a timeout. Okay, I'll accept that. One of the most creative players in the game, he along with Julius Erving. We'll switch out. Parish is on Doctor now inside Malone with Maxwell.
Trying to guard Moses.
Well, Parish dropped off to the Doctor and he paid for it.
And that's why I was one thing I said earlier. The Doctor is making the guys pay for that when they leave him alone down.
Robert Parish. 6 points for Robert. Celtics trail by one. 5:25 to go here in the first period from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Sellout crowd on hand.
And I want to tell you something, Rick. Playing these games, like between these two teams, is the most tiring thing that can happen to you.
Bird in to help out, gets called for the foul. He doesn't like it. Why is that?
You cannot relax. And one of the things that brings on fatigue is tension. And when this game, with the midget camp showing a little block here, and
the foul.
And the foul. You know, I was saying that this game, there's so much tension. And anyone that tells you that they go into a game that with a rivalry of this magnitude and say they don't, it's another game, they're kidding you.
Well, I tell you, I know one thing from having played in some important games myself, not nearly as many as you. When you get yourself too emotionally involved, it really is draining physically. It takes a lot of energy.
You get so tired so quick, and you got to hope that the other guy's doing the same thing.
That's right. You pray for it, and you say, please, second win, come quick.
Well, I hope the other guy's just as worried as I am, so then he'll be just as tired.
The Sixers by 3. Oh, Bird wide open. Parish, not a good pass. Too hard. Bird couldn't control it.
And here come the Sixers rushing the ball up. And they want to do that so they have time to execute that half-court offense. There goes Moses.
Bird came over to help. Moses gets it back. Good defense by Parish. Barkley tips it, and Parish finally controls to Johnson. They've got a 2-on-1 break. Ainge on the right. Johnson takes it by himself.
Great outlet pass by Robert Parish, and good execution by Dennis Johnson.
4 points for DJ. Sixers 18, Celtics 17. That's Cheeks. Maxwell tipped it last, but no, they say that the Doctor touched it.
Well, they either had to
call a foul or give it to the
Moses or give it to the Celtics.
17-footer by DJ. There's Toney controlling. Celtics are back.
You notice there's not a lot of offensive rebounds in this game.
Good defense by the Celtics. And Barkley pops one in from 17. And a pass off from the Doctor.
You know, these two teams playing each other.
Barkley.
When you go up in there to shoot, you find out you're a very good passer.
Bobby Jones getting ready to come in, and Kevin McHale. Maxwell over Barkley.
Now, that was a harder shot than it looked like, because he had to use reverse spin on the ball just to get it to do what he wanted to do.
6 points for Maxwell. Sixers by 1. The two superstars go at it, and the Doctor comes out victorious.
You know what? Already we've seen, it's almost a stream of outstanding plays.
6 points for Julius. Sixers by 3. 3:20 to go here in the first period. Toney with good defense, ties up Bird, and it'll be Boston ball. In come the sixth man. Now, interesting, Bill, you don't really consider Bobby Jones a sixth man. Why is that?
Because he only plays forward. Now, here's Bird going to the hoop and thinking he got fouled. There's the knocked out of bounds by Tony. The reason I don't consider him a sixth man is he only plays one position. I consider the sixth man plays at least two positions. Now, Kevin McHale plays forward and center.
And that's one of the reasons why he's there. Havlicek used to play guard and forward, of course. That was a good play by McHale. Michael Cooper forward and guard as well for the Lakers.
Got to play two positions, I think.
Well, McHale didn't waste much time getting his first two. Good pass from Tony to Bobby Jones. Last touch by Ainge. It'll be 76er ball.
Good hustle by Malone. You know, Malone doesn't look like it yet, but he is getting a lot done out there so far in this game. I don't know what his results are, how many rebounds he's got, but he's doing a lot of things out there. And
well, Moses is a little disappointed in his play last season. He wants to come back. He's been playing with a vengeance. And with 2:48 to go in the first period, the 76ers lead by 1. Look at Earl Strom.
Next time the free throw, remind me to tell you something about Earl Strom, the referee.
Okay. I can't wait to hear that. I'm sure Earl will be thrilled to know that's going out over the air. He's going to be officiating, of course, in the Legends Classic, the Schick Legends Classic, coming up on February 9th. That'll be here on TBS at 9:05 Eastern Time, along with the Slam Dunk Contest.
You're going to play in that game, right?
I'm going to attempt to, yes.
I was wondering, how do you get to be a legend?
I don't know. Tony came up short with an air ball. I don't know if Dennis Johnson got a... No, he didn't get a hand on it.
Well, good defense will make you shoot those kind of things, even good players.
Yeah, but usually you shoot it long, not short.
Well, trying to get it over his hand will make it come up short.
Okay.
If you don't change the arc of the shot.
One-on-one. Parish against Malone. There's Maxwell on the offensive glass. McHale and Maxwell, and Tony comes out with it. Had to sneak a little man in there to come up with it for the
Had a couple of shots at it.
Good pass inside by Tony to Barkley with the left hand.
Good execution by Barkley, too. Got good position, used his body to protect the ball, got the shot off.
6 points for Barkley. I had to look at my Jim Stamos, my stat man's thing. He's got written down for Barkley food for his name. I'm supposed to know food is Barkley. Nice going, Jim.
Why would anyone think of Barkley and food?
DJ from 19 feet.
And that's the one thing the Celtics have really improved on this year, is the outside shooting between Ainge and Dennis Johnson. They both are putting them in. That makes it tough for the defense to pack the paint, they say.
Cheeks with the miss, Ainge with the rebound. Got 1:25 to go here in the first period. Good defense by Cheeks. Last touch by Johnson.
Good call.
That's why Maurice Cheeks is one of the best defensive players in the league. A good example of it right there is Clint Richardson now will come in for Cheeks.
And one of the greatest impact players for the number of things that he does for this team of any of the players in the league.
You see the turnovers. And there's another one now for the 76ers. Dennis Johnson leads Cedric Maxwell, but Ainge is there on the save, and McHale follows it. That's great hustle on the part of the Celtics, especially Maxwell.
Well, that's what you call it on the four-man fast break, because a lot of times you're the fourth man on fast break, you will get that dunk shot or easy shot.
Three-pointer. No good from Tony. McHale loses it to Malone.
And that was just pure hustle. That's what I mean by Moses. He can keep this up for a whole game, whereas most guys can't keep that pace up. A lot of times he'll get him, a lot of times he won't, but he stays right with it.
He's got 10 points already. We're coming up now on 35 seconds to go here in the first period. There's the double team by Tony. Parish didn't care.
Too late.
Robert Parish has 8 points. So Parish and Malone having quite an individual battle out here. Larry Bird, who was resting on the bench when McHale came in, has not been a factor here in the first period offensively. Playing for the last shot. But there's 4-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. There's 2 to go now on the shot clock. They won't get it off. That's a 24-second violation.
Good defense. And the reason it worked was they adjusted. They knew that Tony's going to go one-on-one. And once he started, he only had 1/2 of the court to work with. So they were only using about 1/8 of the court on that shot. So
3 seconds to go. Let's see if the Celtics can get one off. Maxwell tipped away by Jones. It'll count if it goes. No good. So at the end of the first period, as expected, the battle between the two giants from the Atlantic. To take a look at the first quarter scoring leaders for Boston, unusual not to see Larry Bird up there. And Philadelphia, no surprise to see Malone and Erving, with Barkley coming up with another 6 points. One of the members of the Globetrotters out there working with one of the young people here. They're going to be performing at the Spectrum coming up.
Hallie
Bryant, who's quite a performer, a showman. A few of the old tricks. You know something? Well, I got to get you to do something. I was skiing up in Park City. Met some people up there, Jim and Jan Dalton, and also Craig Badami. And these people have done some unbelievable skiing, and they said they have to try and get you up there. They skied one time over 60,000 feet. They set a record up in the Canadian Bugaboos, and they're going to have a group of black skiers coming out. I believe they're called the Black Summit, and Marv Fleming's going to be up there. Now, listen, Wilt Chamberlain's going to be up there doing it. Now, I figure if I can get you up there, maybe you guys can review the rivalry up there at Park City on the slopes.
You have to understand one thing, Rick. My ancestral castles are in the tropics. I don't go near snow if I can avoid it. It's great looking out of a window at it.
Okay. I'll tell you, it's a lot of fun, though. A lot of fun. I'm glad I didn't get hurt, so I'll be ready for the old-timers game coming up, or the Schick Legends Classic on the 9th of February. We go back to action here in the second period. We've got Carlos Clark into the game, Scott Webben and Larry Bird back in for the Celtics. Sadell Freet is in for the Philadelphia 76ers. Shot clock is down to 2. Oh, Jets got it off. Carlos Clark scores.
That's not bad for Carlos Clark. Get a lot of playing time because they think that he can become an outstanding NBA player and that third guard that they're going to need in the playoffs.
Malone, McHale with the job of guarding Malone. He's got 12 now. Cuts the Celtic lead to 1.
And that's a thankless job trying to guard Moses, because if you do a good job, he only gets 30.
Barkley misses on the steal. Freet misses also. Somebody's got to be open, and it's Clark. Jones to Freet. 2-on-2. Good defense by Clark. Just cut Freet's pass to the basket off. Excellent defense. Clint Richardson. That's McHale rebounding for the Celtics.
You notice that both teams rush the ball up, because if you bring the ball up at the speed you want to, bad pass. If you bring the ball at the speed you want to, you have some control over the pace of the game. So don't let the other team dictate how fast you're going to bring the ball up, because they do, the defense gets a chance to set up. And when Philadelphia gets a good setup defensively, they are very, very tough.
See the battle in the center position. Fairly even, except Malone has a little bit of an edge. Jones on the drive, draws the foul. The foul will be on
Kevin McHale.
Kevin McHale.
I believe the way he grabbed his head.
Usually players will do that. You know, they kind of smile a little bit because you don't want the official to think that he really got you upset.
I used to never care if the referee knew I was upset. In fact, I wanted them to know when I was upset. Wow. So that when I did complain, I would have their attention. And when I didn't, they'd say, well, he knows it's a good call.
I didn't want them to know that I was upset, but they always did.
Everybody in the building knew when you were upset, Rick.
Face like a billboard. Big jerk. I never could keep my mouth shut either. Cost me a lot of money. 2 points for Bobby Jones. Sixers now have the lead by 1. We've got 10:15 to go here in the second period. Good defense by the Sixers.
When in doubt, shoot. They wouldn't give him the pass, so he took the shot.
Well, I don't think Billy can be too upset about that. I mean, if they take those shots all night long, I think that the Boston Celtics would be in trouble. Now, of course, they wouldn't be if they all went in, but they're not going to all go in. Good cut by Richardson and a pass by Jones. And that's the thing that these teams do so well. The good ball clubs make those type of plays. They make the good cuts.
And the other team knows the plays, too, and they still make them.
Johnson. Foul by Richardson. And
I noticed that Fidel Treat is getting a lot of minutes played for Billy Cunningham, as well as Barkley, 2 young guys that they will, when they get to the end of the season and get to the second season of playoffs, will be ready to play.
And the doctor is back in the ball game. And Clement Johnson is in also for the 76ers. We've got a 20-second timeout. We remind everybody that on February the 9th, 9:05 Eastern Time, we're going to be showing you this Schick Legends Classic game taking place in Indianapolis on Saturday before All-Star Weekend, and along also the Gatorade Slam Dunk Championship. So that should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to playing in it, and we should have some exciting dunking competition by some great players. And at the conclusion of tonight's game, Bill and I are going to be selecting the Light Beer Most Valuable Player of the game. In conjunction with that award, Turner Broadcasting, along with Light Beer for Miller, are going to present a check for $500 to the National Multiple Sclerosis Foundation in that player's name. There they are, the Doctor
and the Bird.
And the Birdman.
Two great players and two
good people.
Really good people, both of them are. It's a pleasure for me to spend some time with both of them. And I have had that opportunity, and I've really taken advantage of it and enjoyed it.
Dennis Johnson has said this about himself. He said, I'm a winner, and I put my heart into the game. I hate to lose. He said, I think like anybody else that I accept it when it comes, but I still hate it. That's a good attitude for a player to have. Coaches love that type of an attitude.
Sometimes.
Well, if they don't try and do everything on their own and play within the team concept. That's to be expected, though. That pass inside, Kevin Johnson couldn't handle it. The Celtics had it. Back comes Richardson to score. And he's fouled.
And again, another outstanding play on just hustle on both teams' part. That ball was loose because both teams hustled. Now, here's first Kevin McHale, then Larry Bird has it. There's a treat. Comes up with it. There's Clint comes up with it. And there, I didn't see the foul, but he got a three-point play out of it.
Larry Bird got the foul. 76ers by 2. 9:30 to go here in the second period. Billy Cunningham getting some good time out of his reserves now. Quality time. Bad pass by Wedman. That'll be Boston's turnover.
Now, the reason Wedman threw that ball away, he started for the basket without a plan.
22nd timeout now by the 76ers.
Now,
what do you mean without a plan?
Well, he didn't know what he was going to do. He was going to see what's going to happen. And then he stopped.
He got caught.
Or he got caught between the. See, now, once you get past a guy, you go with a purpose to the hoop. And you go until the defense makes you stop. If they don't, you go all the way. Now, he stopped and tried to pass it out, and no one was ready.
I want to remind you that this program is authorized under rights that are granted by the National Basketball Association solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited. The announcers for this game have been selected with the approval of the NBA.
Now, this is the part of the game where your bench has to help you. When you're resting guys, that looked like it's too high, but it wasn't.
Well, when you're the Doctor, it's not too high. He couldn't get it to drop, and McHale with another rebound. Good defense by the 76ers. You see the Celtics getting it up quickly, have more time to set up a play. Larry Bird still can't get it to drop in. Blocked. And a foul. Clement Johnson as McHale will go to the line.
You know what I like about McHale's rebounding is that he's got the longest arms in the league just about. And when he goes for a rebound, he keeps his hands up in the air. Now you watch, he reaches up and he keeps the ball above his head.
Doesn't bring
it down for the little guys to get it. And you can be very effective if you don't bring that ball down, especially around the offensive boards. And also, if you miss the rebound and his ball is kept alive, you got a good chance of getting on the second shot.
Larry Bird has yet to score in this ball game, and the 76ers are only leading by 1 point with 8:53 to go in the second period. We've got Quinn Buckner coming in, the guard position, Wedman to the bench, and Robert Parish back in with the Celtics.
And Kevin McHale is the second biggest character on the Celtics.
McHale has 5 points and 3 rebounds so far in the ball game.
Good defense by both teams.
Richardson off the screen from Jones.
And
Richardson has 7 points. He's done a marvelous job in a substitute role coming off the bench, of course, for Billy Cunningham's team as Moses gets ready to come back in. McHale,
great pass and a great play. Outstanding pass.
7 points for McHale. Sixers by 1. Bobby Jones took the opening that McHale gave him, and Bird was a little late coming over to help out.
And on team defense, you can't be late.
Sixers by 3. 8 minutes to go here in the second period. Cheeks getting ready to come back in with Malone for the 76ers. Shot clock is down to 8. It's at 6. Walking Robert Parish, I think.
Oh,
no, they called a push. They call the push. I guess the push helped with the walking.
Right.
Clement Johnson with the foul. 3 team fouls against the 76ers, only 2 on the Celtics.
And here comes Moses. Now he's going to guard Kevin McHale, and Clement Johnson's going to be on Robert Parish.
There's the double up, knocked away by Malone, but Carlos Clark comes up with it. And that's Buckner. Quentin Buckner with his first 2 points of the game.
And when he hits that shot, he really makes the Celtics real tough because the Sixers like to double up. And when they double up, he's the guy they're going to leave alone.
That was the 6th assist for Larry Bird. Tip back in by Malone. Yeah, Moses will get it. Looked like Kevin had his hand on the ball. Moses Malone now with 14 points.
Have to give Kevin an assist, huh?
I don't think he wants it. 7 minutes to go here in the second period, and Larry Bird gets his first 2 of the game.
You see that coming when he got position.
The crowd responds to the first basket by Bird. Oh, Julius just kind of flipped up a prayer when he got hit, but that's what smart offensive players do. You get hit on the way to the basket, you make sure you get some way to get it up.
Now, you notice this game is a relatively low-scoring game because both teams are playing great defense. You're not going to see a lot of points, I don't think, in a game like this.
And the Sixers lead the Celtics by 1 with 6:53 to go here in the second period.
Could be worse.
Yeah, it could be 16.
Or 17.
Well, that's got to be tough to be on a streak like that.
It's almost as tough as the streak going the other way.
Well, I don't think it's as much fun.
No, it's not, sure. but it's tough because you get a streak going and you want to continue it, and then every team wants to be the one winning streak.
Oh, okay.
Winning streak. You have one going and you want to continue, and every team is trying to stop you. They don't want to be another notch on your belt.
Yeah, but it's kind of fun to play in those kind of games. Gets the old adrenaline pumping. 8 points for Julius Erving. Sixers by 3. See the aggressiveness defensive-wise. Cheeks was there. They're calling Parish for hooking. Cheeks became the double.
Well, you like to do that every now and then. Those little guys that come in bothering you all the time. Give them a shot, and then the next time they think about it before they come in reaching for the ball.
A little pressure by the Celtic guards.
And Cheeks is very good at that anyway, as I said earlier.
Good ball movement by the Sixers. Clint Richardson, who's having a spectacular offensive game. 9 points for Clint Richardson off the bench. 5 points, 76er lead. Biggest lead in the ball game. 6:15 to go in the second period. McHale having another one of his outstanding games off the bench. He's got 9 points already.
He says, get to this.
There's the battle of the big men. Malone can't get it to drop. Bird with another rebound.
There are a couple of times when...
There's Cheeks almost knocking another one away. Look at Maurice just chasing all over the place. He really is... count that. That basket counts. Earl Strawn says count it.
Now...
not allowing the substitutes to come in. They have 3 Celtics ready to come in. Billy doesn't like it.
But where Earl was standing at the time that shot was taken, he could see the red light behind the basket go on and simultaneous with the shot being taken. So
Bird beats the 24-second clock. And Dennis Johnson, Cedric Maxwell, and Danny Ainge, 3 starters getting ready to come back in. We'll have to wait till the next dead ball. Bird has 4 points now. They call illegal defense. As I've heard, they call illegal defense, but they said the basket counts. Bird looks like he had a piece of the ball, but also a piece of Julius's arm.
Now, with Earl over there calling that, I was going to tell you the story about Earl. Red used to give the referees a real tough time. So one night, Earl called a technical foul on Red, and Red got disgusted and threw the ball up in the air, straight up in the rafters. And Earl says, Red, when the ball comes down, that's another team.
What did Red do? Finger roll the rest of the night or something? Tip it up there? Run around tipping it up all night, right?
So you can get more than 2 fouls without technical without getting thrown out of the game. But Red should contribute mightily
Yeah, but he did it with a purpose, though. He was smart in his use of the technical fouls. The Doctors got 9 points. Make that 10, and the 76ers lead by 3 with 5:33 to go here in the second period. A little token pressure by the Sixers.
And usually that kind of pressure is just to disrupt the rhythm more than anything. It's not so much as to steal the ball or anything like that.
Shot clock is under 10. It's the 6 as Johnson lets fly from 19, and it's DJ with 10 points. Sixers by 1. Biggest lead has been 5 points by the 76ers. We're coming up on the 5-minute mark.
And both teams are playing good man-to-man defense. You know, see, a lot of times you play the zone. You play the zone, but when the man is in your area, you got to play man-to-man.
Danny Ainge, who's done a terrific job filling in for the loss of Gerald Henderson in that trade to Seattle. And now they have, as you pointed out, Bill, before in another game we did, that they have 2 men who can bring the ball up, both Dennis Johnson and Danny Ainge. So it really doesn't matter. There's the defense that Dennis Johnson's noted for. Julius, let's go with a 3-pointer. Parish. 76ers are back. Moses got a hand on that. They're called traveling.
He drug the foot just a bit, about a half a yard. He drug the foot a half a yard. Let's say, take a look at it. Now he goes in, stops. Yep, there's a slide.
Well, a former baseball player is known to do that, right? Charles Barkley's back in for the Sixers. The round mound, the rebound, as he's affectionately been known in college. Malone on the double clutch, draws the foul inside.
What Moses does is he shoots the ball with a flick of the wrist, and in order to block it, you have to be able to stay in the air as long as he does, because he can wait till he's on the way down and still flip the wrist because he's so strong.
2 fouls you saw on Robert Parish. Casey Jones directing his troops. And Andrew Toney has come back in for the 76ers. Moses, who was averaging 28.7 points a game for the 3 games prior to the one against the Mavericks on Monday night that the 76ers lost by 2 points.
Moses is the best free throw shooting rebounder that I've seen in a long, long time. And maybe the best I've seen.
He's got 16 points in this ball game. 8 rebounds to go along with it. The Doctor, that's goaltending by Barkley. Doctor lost sight of the ball, and he paid for it that time. Good pass by Johnson.
Great pass, because Julius had him so he couldn't get the ball with any other thing but a great pass.
It's one of the reasons why you can't lose sight of the basketball, because you can get burned just like that. Shot clock is under 10.
Now they got Dennis Johnson trying to guard. Great shot again.
Long pass to Bird. Ainge back to Bird. Great play. That wasn't as spectacular as the Barkley move down the other end, but it was excellent ball movement on the part of the Celtics. Bird now quickly has 8.
Way.
76ers by 1. We've got 3:15 to go here in the second period, and Malone scores his 18th point of the game. Pace is picking up a little bit here as DJ fires, then can't get it to drop. There's Parish, though, to take it home.
Take that.
Robert Parish with his 10th point.
You know, you see it, like I said, it's a continuing stream of outstanding plays. Both teams have played excellent defense, and they're just beating the defenses.
Oh, Robert Parish just pushed Malone off that time. No foul is called. At his hand right in his back. Parish controls the rebound. DJ can't get it to Bird. A bounce pass would have probably worked that time.
I don't think he could get enough velocity on a bounce pass because he did not really have a step.
We've got a timeout with 2:39 to go here in the second period. The 76ers up by 1, and there's that great move by Barkley before. There's Rick Barry with Bill Russell coming to you from the Spectrum. We've got 2:39 to go in the second period. And we reminded that coming up at halftime, we have a little feature on Dave Cowens now, what he's doing. He's the coach of the Bay State Bombardiers. And Prudential Sports Update with our good friend Gary Miller. 76ers 53, Celtics 52. Bird with a good defense, but it goes to Barkley. He uses his body real well that time. Just kind of leaned into Parish and got the shot off. Barkley now has 10 points.
Almost a not real good foul by Moses.
DJ from 16. Another rebound from Malone. Coming up on the 2-minute mark here in the second period. Cheeks comes down with the miss by Julius, and Moses can't get it to drop. Barkley tried. Now it's Moses' turn. Still no foul. Blocked by Parish. Here come the Celtics. 3-on-2 break. Bird and Erving battling underneath. Then we've got Julius wants a jump ball. You see him give the signal. And they're calling a foul on Julius.
And
Billy
Moses
Cunningham is
like
irate.
that, let's see. That's Cunningham saying, "What? I did not believe you missed that one and called that one."
Julius to the bench. Bobby Jones back in. 1:42 to go here in the second period. That's Sedale 3. I mean, that's Tony. I'm sorry. Sedale is on the bench. McHale is in for Parish, and he comes in and scores right away.
Now, that's one of the advantages he has over playing Moses outside, because he plays forward and he has forward moves. So when the center's guard him, the center's used to defending against center moves.
And the fans give they feel a deserved applause for the officials calling a foul finally on one of the Celtics.
Let's see another look at it here. Moses gives him a right there. There's a foul right on the old arm there.
This is a non-contact sport, right, folks?
Well, actually, basketball is contact. Football is collision. Baseball, non-contact.
Billy Cunningham having a little talk with Earl Strom, and Billy is a little displeased with what's going on. Matt Gukas, you can see him right behind Billy there, having his face hidden. He's the assistant coach. Jack McMahon on the other side. He's keeping his hands in his
pocket so the referee won't know his fists are clenched.
Right. You don't want to be shaking your hands at Earl Strom, right? Moses now 5 for 5 from the free throw line. He's got 19 points.
You know, I think that Billy Cunningham has done an absolutely marvelous job as a coach of 76ers. When they lost to Portland in the playoffs, they were a great offensive team, and he's changed it around till it's one of the great defensive teams of all time, I believe.
We saw the 3-point lead by the 76ers, and DJ takes it on himself and scores his 12th point of the ball game.
Although you don't like to see a guy score on a good defensive team going right down the middle.
No, that's true. There was definite breakdown there. Billy, I'm sure, was not pleased with that. We've got 52 seconds to go here in the second period. It's been nip and tuck all the way. If you just joined us, biggest lead, 5 points by the 76ers. Malone working on McHale. Bird shoves Barkley out of the way. And Tony scores on the offensive rebound. 4 points for Andrew Toney.
Bird's had a couple of balls stolen away from him.
3-pointer by Ainge. Here comes Cheeks. 4-on-2 break for the 76ers. Cheeks saw the opening and took it. Maurice now with 4 points for the 76ers. Back up to the biggest lead they've had. 5 points. 23 seconds to go here in the second period. The Celtics should play for the last shot.
Maurice Cheeks will make you pay when he gets you before you get a chance set up, because you never know what he's going to do.
Barkley all over Maxwell. Bird with 5 seconds left pops in his 10th point of the game. Shot clock stops, remember, now in the last minute. We've got 2, 1, and they will not get the shot off. And we end the first half with the 76ers ahead by 3. Thanks a lot, Gary. And Bill, I have to ask you, the pace was pretty slow. You said it was a low-scoring game, yet they've got over 60 points now, the 76ers. What happened?
Well, I think that you will not see a game with more a long list of outstanding offensive plays. The 76ers are playing exceptionally strong defense. and the Celtics are just scoring anyway. And the Sixers are a good offensive team, too. A lot of their points are coming from their defense. So what I like about it is it's never been anything but close. No matter who would look great, it's just a close ball game.
Well, their games usually aren't dull, and we'll have a lot more action coming up when we come back with the start of the second half.
America's Game, NBA basketball, is brought to you in part by...
Well, we're ready to get going for the second half here as both teams getting final instructions from their respective coaches. And interesting, Bill, Larry Bird not scoring in the first quarter. As we look at the first half statistics, you can see the Celtics just having a great shooting night. The 76ers not too shabby either. And everything else is relatively close.
Like the ball game.
Like the ball game, right. But Larry is averaging in the first 3 games 38 points a game. Now, the only big difference in these statistics are the turnovers. The Celtics with 10, Philadelphia with 5, and that's probably one of the reasons why the 76ers have that 3-point lead. But Larry, I'm sure, is going to turn things on here. He came through very well and got 10 points in the second period after being held scoreless in the first. So we'll see if he can get up to that 38-point average. He's been a real thorn in the side of the 76ers.
Well, what I like about both these teams are the coaches devised a way for them to play. They have a system, and then the players allowed a great deal of discretion. And so that the coaches every now and then will call the guys in check. But it's interesting to watch the guys when they have the discretion to do.
Maxwell battles Barkley and comes out the winner. They battled all the way across the lane, and as soon as Maxwell had the ball, they were battling some more.
That's a tough shot to defend because he shoots it across his body. It's a hard shot to make.
Well, he has also long arms, too, when he hangs it out there. 8 points now for Maxwell. Chance to tie the ball game at 61. Maxwell,
pretty good free throw shooter. 85, a good free throw shooting wrist.
That's excellent free throw shooting, yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
And I'm surprised he made it since you talked about it. You usually are the kiss of death on those. We're tied at 61, 11:40 to go here in the third period. Again, if you just joined us, it's been nip and tuck battle. The Sixers led by 5 on 2 different occasions. As Johnson knocks it away, it goes to Malone, and Moses gets it back and draws the 3rd foul on Robert Parish.
Now,
that could be a big factor.
Yes, Robert Parish has what they call buzzard luck.
Buzzard luck?
Yeah, you can't kill anything and nothing dies. No matter what he does, he plays straight away.
I like that.
And no matter what happens, he gets in foul trouble with Moses. You know, he plays careful, he doesn't make the dumb fouls, and then what happens, the ball bounces around 3 times, his man comes up with it, he fouls it.
21 points now for Moses Malone. He's got 11 rebounds to go along with it. Perfect from the free throw line so far. He's made 7 free throws.
You know, Moses is a very versatile player, and because he's so quiet and so straightforward, you wouldn't know a list of all the things that he does. But he does a great many things for this Philadelphia team.
As we mentioned before, he keeps improving each year. So last year he had an off year, but he's come back and been playing outstanding ball. As Billy Cunningham said, he had the look of determination from training camp on. Oh, great shot by Parish. Malone played perfect defense other than blocking the ball.
That's what I was talking about. The whole first half, both teams playing good, strong, solid defense, and had to slow the other team down.
12 points for Robert Parish. We're tied at 63 inside of 11 minutes now to go here in the third period.
Almost steps.
Same starting lineups for both ball clubs.
Maxwell trying to guard Moses.
Air ball from Tony. Bird with the rebound. Good transition by the 76ers. Excellent defense by Tony, and a silly foul by Ainge. Had no chance against Malone.
Well, you usually do that when you make a shot that you know you should have passed it off.
His first foul, second team foul against the Celtics.
You know, the way that first half was played, Rick, I feel that if they had been playing anyone except these 2 teams, or Milwaukee or the Lakers, it would have been a 25-point ball game. Either any other team they've been playing, either one of these teams.
Parish now with his 4th personal foul as Malone will go to the line again. That'll probably bring Kevin McHale in, and here he comes.
Now here goes, Moses comes up with it again.
Now Moses drew that foul because Robert Parish had excellent position, and Moses didn't even attempt to shoot, and he waited until Parish made a move with his arm and then initiated the contact. Smart move by Moses.
Well, now, not only is Moses very good, If you talk to him, you find out he's also one of the smartest players in the league. If you talk to him about basketball.
23 points for Moses.
And he's smart about a lot of other things, too.
10 for 10 from the free throw line. 24 points for Malone. Having an outstanding game on both ends of the court. Sixers have not missed the free throw yet. 17 for 17 as Maxwell drives and scores.
Now, that looked awkward to me.
Well, but Maxwell looks that way, but he gets the job done.
Night in and night out. He sure does.
He's got 11 points. We're tied at 65 with 10 minutes to go now in the third period. It's been a marvelously played ball game on behalf of both teams. Malone with 26
Now,
points.
they're trying to double team him every time he gets the ball down low. And he's beat the double team. Beat it very easy that time.
Maxwell gets good position on Barkley. There's Malone coming to help out, but he knocks it out of bounds.
Now, a lot of guys you expect to double team on the weak side. Moses, and that's what I was talking about earlier, he does all that work just like he's supposed to.
And he has a lot of quickness, Bill, because I know him having played with him at Houston. He'd go out and he'll pick up some of the small guards outside on the court. Has great quickness for a man his size as Dennis Johnson pops in his 14th point of the game.
And they're tied again.
Well, it's going to be like a broken record. Julius with a great pass to Barkley and a double clutch by Barkley. 12 points for Charles Barkley. And the assist
You
to Julius.
never get a chance to rest between the outstanding plays.
Right, a guy makes a good individual move. The defense is there to shut him off, and then something else good happens. McHale, that time looked like he got fouled by Malone. There was no foul. It'll be 76er ball. So Billy Cunningham can't complain on that play.
I think Bird might have got hit a little bit on that one. Yes.
he got hit a lot, Bill. Looking inside, McHale with the position, using the leg like Bill talks about. He kicks it out to Cheeks and responds. 6 points for Cheeks. Sixers by 4 points.
And Cheeks using discretion. Just when you think he's not going to shoot is when he really burns it.
We've got a foul inside. Earl Strom picked it up.
Now let's see the foul. We can see the foul here now. Let's see when Maxwell turns. I didn't see it.
Barkley just touched the left side. That's why you see Barkley with that look there. He just barely touched Maxwell on the left side of his body, and the foul was called.
Well, he got away with the other one with Bird, so that almost
evens it even.
That's
That's right, evens it out. Oh, McHale wide open. Great pass from Bird on the out-of-bounds play. The Sixers got caught napping that time.
And he's smiling, Larry, is on that pass. He caught somebody asleep.
13 points for McHale. Sixers by 2. Shot clock is down to 10. Malone goes to the free throw line once again. This will be on Larry Bird, I believe. That's who it's on. 3 fouls now on Bird. Remember, Robert Parish is on the bench with 4. There it is again. They really had their choice because I think McHale got a little piece of them as well. Casey Jones has to be concerned with 2 of his outstanding players in foul trouble. We still have 8:11 to go here in the third period. Bird with 3 fouls, Parish with 4, who's on the bench. Nobody really in serious foul difficulty for the 76ers. Moses Malone, who has Moses' boardroom. He bought tickets for some underprivileged youth in the community to come to see the 76ers play. One of the many fine community efforts on behalf of many NBA players. Bird from 19. Malone with yet another rebound. The doctor against Bird. Good defense by the Bird man. But Cheeks pops in another from outside. That's 8 points for Maurice Cheeks. And it's a 6-point lead for the 76ers. Biggest lead of the ball game. Dennis Johnson.
Played by Dennis Johnson.
16 points for DJ.
Now, Maurice Cheeks has hurt the Celtics in this third quarter. He's made a couple of strong moves that can make a difference.
Tony responds against Dennis Johnson. A little push with the right hand helped to get a little distance between he and Dennis Johnson.
Well, a little push between friends.
Again, a 6-point lead for the 76ers. Maxwell takes on the rookie Barkley, and a foul call.
And I think the detective Barkley he put one hand up and pushed it with the other one.
That's the Lou Carnesecca subway push as the 76ers take a timeout. They lead the Celtics by 6 with 6:56 to go in the third period. Championship, Dominique Wilkins, Air Jordan will be out there performing their daring do in the upper stratosphere, an area that I never got to see. It'll be a lot of fun, so I hope you'll join us.
I never saw much of it myself.
Yeah, well, I know you saw a lot more than me, Bill, that's for sure. At least one of your hands did, blocking those shots all the time. The Sixers by 5. Inside of 6:50 to go here in the third period. There's the double on Malone. Blocked by McHale. Ainge comes up with a loose ball. That's something that Casey Jones told Danny he wanted him to do. Double on Malone every time and try not to let him get that good low position. So it worked that time.
Well, what happened was when Danny got there to protect the ball, Moses was not able to take the ball down low and gather himself to get to enough height. So McHale was able to block it.
Bird on the miss by McHale. Larry Bird now with 12 points. His first 2 points of the third period. 6:15 to go here in the third.
He pushed and Julius held. And so it was a wash, I guess.
Julius from 16. Julius now with 12 points. Julius was only 3 for 10 in the first half, so I'm sure he's happy to see that one drop in. McHale tries to get it back to Bird. Maxwell forces up a tough shot. Cheeks comes out with it. Here come the Sixers. 4-on-2 break. To Barkley. He can't handle it. And it's off of McHale. It'll be 76er ball. A little hot potato that time. It's amazing how a round ball could be so difficult to pick up, can't it?
Right. Now as it passes, and he drops it, kicks it a little bit. There it goes. Whoops, whoops, whoops.
You know, you expect that from a football, but not a basketball.
Well, it can get really out of shape real quick when you're trying to do something with it before you get control of it.
Moses with the spin move as he almost lost his mouthpiece, but he got the basket. 30 points from Malone. The 76ers by 7. Now their biggest lead of the ball game. Moses knocks it away from Tony. We've got an illegal defensive warning.
Well, you get there a lot when you guys trying to double team.
It's on Maurice Cheeks, the man who is allowed to roam around for Billy Cunningham. We talked about that earlier in the ball game. You see the center comparison. Robert Parish, of course, has been sitting on the bench with 4 fouls, so it's not a true evaluation of what's been going on, although Malone has had a very outstanding ball game so far. He's probably had enough statistics there for some centers for 2 games. McHale against Malone.
And he gets the shooter's bounce.
He sure did. He threw a knuckler up there. He's got 15 points. Cuts the 76er lead to 5. Inside of 5 minutes to go in the third period. It's a double on Moses. Blocked again by McHale. Maxwell comes out with it. Loses his balance. Goes to Malone for the dunk. Break for the 76ers. The fans here love it. It's a tough break for Boston. Cedric Maxwell just lost his balance and couldn't prevent himself from falling down. Bird too strong. He'll try again.
I think he could miss 2 in a row.
No, you don't give Bird 2 chances in a row. He's got 14.
The Sixers have gotten a lot of breaks, and they've taken advantage of it as they should. Not a lot, but a few breaks, and it's still a ball game.
Only a 5-point lead for the 76ers. 4 minutes to go in the third period as Bobby Jones will be reporting in for the 76ers. Look at inside. McHale battling against Malone. Tony can't get it to drop. Bird keeps it alive. Out comes Ainge. The 4-on-2 break for the Celtics. Good recovery and defense on the part of the 76ers. McHale just knocks Barkley down. No call. Malone with another rebound. The Celtics are back. Wisely, Doc holds it up. Tony on the drive. Andrew Tony with 6 points. Casey Jones wants a timeout. He does not like the way things are progressing. He sees his team now down by
ball game like
7
this,
points.
you can't let it get out of hand. And 7 points is a lot of points in a ball game as close to contested as this one.
We've got 3:19 to go here in the third period. It's 85 for the 76ers and 78 for the Celtics. A reminder that our next telecast will be Sunday, the 3rd of February, to be the Supersonics visiting the Phoenix Suns, 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:05 p.m. Mountain Time. And then after that, we've got another battle coming up between the Twin Towers from Houston against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and the Los Angeles Lakers. That'll be on Tuesday, February the 5th, 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time. We hope you'll join us for those telecasts. Bill and I will be bringing both of them to you. We've got Clint Richardson into the game now for the 76ers as Dennis Johnson hits another one from 15 feet. He's now got 18.
He bumped Clint to get him away from him because Clint's a good defensive player.
Boston 10 for 17 in the third period shooting. Excellent shooting. Philadelphia 9 for 14. We've got a Philadelphia turnover.
Good defense. I think Max is out of position. He was supposed to react the other way, I think, for the Philly offense.
ML Carr is in the game for the Celtics along with Scott Webman, who just fired that shot and missed. Moses with another rebound. Barkley against Maxwell. Jones is there to put the miss in and a foul. In fact, Barkley lost the handle, but Bobby Jones, the ever-present...
Because he's running the court very well. Bobby Jones is hustling down on the weak side. Let's see a good look at it now. Here goes Barkley up. He lost the handle a little bit, but there's Bobby Jones right there.
The ubiquitous Bobby Jones.
Yeah, right, Rick.
I remember that from an old commercial on TV. Bobby Jones now with 9 points. And the 76ers getting good production off of their bench. Both Clint Richardson and Bobby Jones have been quite productive. Been a big difference in this ball game. McHale, of course, doing his usual outstanding job for the Celtics off the bench. And he's got the tough task of playing against Malone now with Robert Parish on the bench with 4 fouls. Malone with the foul. Good take by McHale.
He kind of paid for that one a little bit. Bobby Jones getting a pretty good shot, plus Malone with the body. Now, Moses has been out there banging with everybody the whole game. He's got two fouls on him. And that's what I'm talking about earlier in the game when I said he's out there doing a lot of things. And he doesn't get in foul trouble. And the reason is that he's an action player and not a reaction player. And the action players very rarely get into foul trouble. In other words, they do things and make people react to them rather than have other people do things and they react to them.
Now, Moses, you may have seen him gabbing away there. What he was telling the official, he felt that McHale should have been called for 3 seconds. So he said that he went for the fake because he felt the 3-second thing was there and McHale was going to shoot it.
Oh, he can talk, too. You know, if you say the right things to the officials, you don't get teased.
You see McHale's statistics. Boston 8 for 12 from the line, 8 for 13 from the free throw line. Philly is perfect, 20 for 20. They've been getting inside more than Boston, and it's been a big difference in this ball game. 3-pointer by Tony. Jones tracks it down. Another 3-pointer by Tony. Count that one. You don't give a good shooter like him 2 tries either.
No way.
10-point lead for the 76ers. 1:45 to go in the third period. Our biggest lead of the game. Celtics trying to come up with something here to squelch this spurt by the 76ers. A 3-pointer by ML Carr will do it. You don't expect that. ML's first points of the game. 1:20 to go here in the third period. A big basket for the Celtics.
Now, as quiet as it's been done, the Sixers got this lead with their defense. They've been scoring, not particularly every time down, but they've been stopping the Celtics pretty good in this quarter.
Shot clock down to 5. Knocked away by Johnson. Foul. He doesn't like the call. He said, not that time, Earl.
No, not that time.
He said, I put my hand up before, but not that time. Here comes...
Let's see if we get a look at it. Let's see. He might be right that time.
Moses Malone gets a standing ovation from a good portion of this capacity crowd as he goes to the bench for a rest. He's got 32 points and double figures in rebounds, and he's been a force in clogging up the middle for that Philadelphia defense.
He's put in a long night's work already. It's not over.
Tony has 12 points now. Andrew Toney, one of the great offensive guards in the league. Make it 13 for Tony. 9-point 76er lead. We're coming up inside the 1-minute mark here in the third period.
He's a better all-around guard than people would think.
Celtics now have 3. Knocked away by Tony. Maxwell comes up with it. Clement Johnson stops that shot. ML Carr with the rebound. Almost went in. ML Carr doing a nice job off the bench for the Celtics.
And I think that he is probably disliked more than any other Celtic here in Philadelphia.
Well, ML does a lot of talking. And he said, in fact, half his game's talking. He said once he had to go to the doctor, not the doctor, but the dentist, and had some work done on his mouth. He said, but he had to practice his talking. He said, because half my game's talking. I can't give up the talk. ML with his 4th point of the game cuts that 76er lead to 8. 49 seconds to go here. Now remember, the Celtics have Parish on the bench with 4 fouls. Bird's resting right now, as is Ainge. So 3 of their starters are not in the game.
Now they have to have periods like this because they're not playing as many guys as the Sixers play.
Sixers go about 10 deep, and the Celtics generally only play a majority of the time.
They got 3 of their starters on the bench too, though.
Now the
Cheeks, Moses, and Julius are on the bench too.
Another block by McHale. Wedman tries for the save, but was out of bounds. Good hustle by Wedman, and 3 blocks we've already seen McHale come with.
Let's take a look at that. There's the block.
And El Carr over the back of Richardson. Both teams in the penalty.
You know, I said earlier about the Sixers gotten a few breaks. But what they've come up with on those breaks are hustle points, because most of those breaks, most of them is the good result that they got was because they were hustling. Like on a couple of plays, they would involve be knocked loose and come up with a guy, but he had to hustle to get to that spot to come up with the ball and come up with the shot.
Clint Richardson, who's been averaging 7.3 points in the last 4 outings, already has 11 points in this ball game. It's been a big plus for the 76ers tonight. Former Seattle U player up for our area, Bill. DJ Dennis Johnson, 20 points. You can see why he's on the All-Star team. He has been a steady factor in the Boston Celtic attack this year, both offensively and defensively.
He's been a great player ever since he's been in the league. I had him out coaching as a rookie, and he was a great player then.
7-point lead for the 76ers. They'll be playing for the last shot. We've got 10 seconds now to go here in the third period. Let's see what the Sixers can come up with. Clint Richardson delivers again. 13 points for Clint Richardson. Richardson knocks Carr down, no foul. 1 second to go. The Sixers don't get the shot off, but they lead the Boston Celtics by 9 after 3 periods.
NBA basketball, America's game.
Oh, one of the pretty statisticians in the league here. Third quarter statistics. We had somebody try for $1 million shoot from inside the 3-point line on the opposite end of the court. He didn't make it. Both teams, Bill, shot 60%. Now you see this statistic here. When leading after 3 quarters, the 76ers are 26-1. And of course, they are leading here by 9 points.
And the reason they're so tough to, when they're leading after 3 quarters is that they are a very hard team to play catch-up on because they play real good defense. They don't give you any easy shots, and you very rarely you see a team run off 8 or 10 straight points against them.
Well, the Celtics are 32-0 when they were leading after 3 periods. So the good teams take advantage of it. You see the scoring by the quarters. The Celtics won their 2 games, 130-119 and 113-97. The Sixers won by 3 points here as Tony takes it all away. Tony now has 15. And we've got the biggest lead of the game for the 76ers, 11 points.
You know, when you guard a guy like Tony, if you're Dennis Johnson, you say to your teammates, listen, I'm going to make him go this way. Then if he goes that way, you pick him up, and I'll pick your man up.
Clint Richardson on Johnson. Robert Parish back in, as is Bird. Johnson misses one. Jobby Jones knocked it away from Bird. Back to Carr from Bird. Another assist for Larry Bird. ML Carr now with 7 points. Moses Malone still resting on the bench, so a chance perhaps for the Celtics to get back in it as Moses gets a rest. Got
they
Richardson.
Have plenty of offensive firepower. They don't necessarily have to have Moses in there for the firepower.
Clement Johnson and Bird with the rebound. Moses coming back in. Billy not wasting any time. Three-pointer by ML Carr. 2 3-pointers for ML. He's got 10 points. 6-point lead now by the Sixers.
ML loves it.
Oh, I know
He loves to get the fans mad at him. And
Barkley blocked by McHale. McHale with 4 blocks. Here comes ML again. Bird and a foul by Clement Johnson. And Larry paid for that one.
good hustle. Those are what you call hustle points. If he makes these 2 free throws. ML ran the break, took a shot, didn't make it, but you got to hustle and follow it. Here goes ML trying to go by. And there's the foul. Bobby Jones made a good defensive play on ML also.
That's the first team foul for the 76ers. McHale with that patented fadeaway over Clement Johnson. McHale now with 18 points, and the 76ers find their lead cut to 4 points.
They were
up by
timeout.
11. Now a 22nd timeout by Billy Cunningham. Now, Bill, this is, I think, the good teams will do. They had an advantage with the personnel that were on the floor. There was definitely an advantage in the Celtics' favor with Parish and McHale and Bird in the ball game. And quickly, Billy Cunningham tried to get Malone in. He couldn't get him in quick enough, and they cut that 11-point lead down to 4.
And then after you get to know your team as a coach, you can anticipate some of the situations where you'll have a breakdown against certain teams, especially with a team like these two who have played each other so much. And so you say, well, I got to make a change now because I can see what's going to happen. And it just didn't happen quick enough.
Now, what Billy said is that he can see substitution patterns way down the line, minutes and minutes away. And I think he's doing something here by resting Julius Erving. He's got Barkley on the bench now, and also Cheeks. As Malone powers inside, gets back his miss, and gets the foul. Let's see who this one's on. Parish is close by. They're calling it on Parish. Earl Strom indicating 5 fouls on Robert Parish.
And 4 guys raised their hands. Everybody raised their hands.
And two of the guys weren't even near the plate.
Right.
That could be very, very costly indeed to the Boston Celtics. Robert Parish playing now with 5 fouls. I think Dennis Johnson almost begged Earl Strom to give him the foul, or Jim Capers.
Let's see if we can see who. Here's Moses giving him the...
Robert reached in across with his hand. Look at Dennis trying to say, it was me, it was me.
And you can't fool Earl with that.
Malone with 34 points, 17 rebounds.
Have they
Perfect
missed
from
a
the
free
line.
throw
No, they
tonight?
have not. They're 26 from the free throw line. It's a remarkable statistic. A little stagnant on behalf of the 70s, half of the Celtics, that is. Here comes Tony. He's got a breakaway. He'll take it home. Well, he didn't take it home. He just laid it in. Tony now with 17 points. And the Sixers quickly get that lead back up to 8.
You think Moses makes a little difference, huh?
Just a little. In and out by Bird. The tip by McHale won't go. Malone with his 18th rebound.
And Robert Parish has to be careful. And so he couldn't really go for that rebound, although he had position to go for it.
Jones. Clement Johnson on the rebound. McHale with another block. They call jump ball.
Let's see if we take a look at it. There's the block. And I guess you might as well call it jump ball. Now let's see who has the best play for the offensive tap.
Between Tony and Jones, if it could be controlled by Clement. Casey calling out a play. I think he's asking for a
You want to get the ball in
timeout.
front court and then call timeout so that you inbounds in front court.
We've got 8:56 to go here in the 4th and final period. The 76ers lead the Celtics by 8. Billy Cunningham doing his usual pacing up and down. Jack McMahon, the assistant coach, with the gray hair in the background. You see the bench scoring for both ball clubs. Boston with ML Carr, and of course, Kevin McHale doing the bulk of the scoring there has been Clint Richardson. along with Bobby Jones for the 76ers in the offensive rebounds, and then the points off of the rebounds. Tied at 12. Cheeks comes away with it. Bird knocks it away, but it goes back to Clint Richardson. Julius Erving back into the ball game for the 76ers.
You know, this is one of the times when coaching is fun because you're now trying to figure out how to finish the game off. And if it works out right, you finish it out ahead, and then you can sleep real well at night because you know that you made the right moves. Of course, a lot of the moves are very important now, and they come off knowledge of your team. How much firepower do you have out there? How much defense?
ML wide open. They're calling goaltending on Clint Richardson. I don't know about that one. The Celtics will take it for sure. They trail now by 6.
Let's see, take a look at it now. The shot's up.
There's no way that was going down. That was a good block.
I think Clint thought so.
And I think all of the fans here did it as well. And Clint said, well, if you're going to call one down there, I'll get one back down the other end. Clint Richardson has 15 points now.
And he's hurt him bad.
Larry Bird. And the foul will be on Julius Erving. It's 2 team fouls against the 76ers, only one on the Celtics. DJ a little flat on that shot. Erving knocks Bird out of the way. No call. Sixers come away with it. Bird just now coming into the picture. ML Carr with good hustle prevents Julius from doing anything. Danny Ainge been on the bench a long time now for the Celtics. Of course, ML Carr is playing well. Isolation one-on-one. Erving against Bird. Here comes DJ to double. First bad shot Clint Richardson's taken, but Malone comes away with it. Blocked by Parish on the shot by Richardson. Good defense by the Celtics, and Richardson throws it away.
Real good D. Let's see, Malone's good pass. Blocked there. Gets it again. And he threw it away. Because if you get it blocked, then you go up again, you see that same setup. Bird passed it off.
Foul on
I know he wished he'd shut it down.
Foul on Moses. That's 3 now on Moses Malone. Robert Parish goes to the bench as Cedric Maxwell comes back in for the Celtics. Here comes Danny Ainge, but not soon enough to get into the game. Inside, Johnson and McHale battling away. You see him looking for the position in there. He's really hammering away. Same thing with Erving and Bird. There's the double by Richardson. No chance on that shot by ML. Moses Malone, another rebound.
Looks like he's all by himself, too.
Cheeks off the good passes from the Sixers. From Erving to Johnson to Cheeks. Maurice Cheeks now with 10.
And all 10 of those
lead.
points have really hurt because he's taking that shot that you don't know when he's going to take it, and he's drilled it every time.
Maurice Cheeks, the quiet man of the Sixers. Johnson can't get it to drop. Gets it back and knocked away by Cheeks. DJ comes up with it again. Misfires. Clement Johnson controls the 4-on-2 break.
A lot of contact.
Erving, foul McHale. That's 3 now on Kevin.
Now, it's going to take a better than superb effort for the Celtics to come back into this one.
Well, I have to point out one thing. Tonight it is Boston's 3rd game in 4 days and their 4th in 6 days. And an interesting statistic for those of you who like this sort of stuff, that when Boston has played on the second night on back-to-back games, on the first night, on the second night they're 9-5. On the first night they're 14-1. So the second night has not been real profitable for the Boston Celtics. 9-5 on the second night. So remember, they played last night.
But you also have to factor in who they're playing.
The first free throw missed by the 76ers in this ball game. Erving has 13 points. and the Sixers are up by 11. We've got 5:35 to go in the ball game. The Celtics need some offense quick, and Bird has had an off night.
And Moses comes up with another defensive rebound.
20 rebounds for Moses Malone.
And now the Sixers have to execute now if they're going to maintain this lead, which they...
Moses loses it to Cedric Maxwell. Danny Ainge is going to try for three. Too long. Bird's there for the offensive rebound and basket. Larry Bird now has 16 points.
And he may be a little early, for three-point shots.
Yeah, the 16 points, you're saying he's having an off night. You know, most players would be thrilled to death to have 16 points. But remember, he was averaging 38 points a game in the first 3 games against the 76ers. Shot clock is down to 7. At 5 when Cheeks lets go. Malone with another rebound. And a basket. 30.
Now that's what really hurts when a guy does that to you. You know, you get them down defensively down to the last 6 seconds. They take a shot, not the one they want, and then they come up with a second shot and score. That really hurts. You got to keep the guys off the board.
Carlos Clark, who came in, gets called for traveling. Sixers in control of this game. No question about who our most valuable player or player of the game is going to be, I don't think, Bill.
And it doesn't make any difference who wins the game. Usually we kind of make it on...
Glenn Johnson with the rebound off the doctor miss. The 76ers are up by 13. Their biggest lead in the ball game. 4:08 to go. Casey Jones has called a timeout.
America's Game is brought to you in part by Schick, sponsor of the upcoming NBA Legends Game. Don't miss the excitement February 9th here on TBS.
Final 4 minutes of this ball game. The Celtics in trouble, trailing by 13. They need points and they need them quick. Carlos Clark draws a foul.
That swarming 76er defense. They played excellent defense tonight.
You see what happened to the field goal percentage of the Celtics. 31% only here in the fourth quarter, and that has been the reason for the 76er lead.
And that was not because of just bad shooting. That was because of good defense. You know, see, the Sixers didn't shoot an overwhelming high percentage themselves.
Well, when you can hold the team to 31%, you don't have to shoot a big high percentage.
As I said earlier, you know, about Billy Cunningham, he changed this from a real, one of the highest scoring teams in the league to one of the best defensive teams in the league, and never, while he's making that change, the team was still very, very competitive and very strong.
Celtics with a little bit of pressure. Afraid it may be just a little bit too late. You've got 3:50 to go in the ball game.
Well, now they're pressuring the ball everywhere. Now they got to come up with some turnovers.
Erving with the shot clock down to 5. With 3, he gets his own miss, lays it in, and gets fouled. Does not drop, though.
See, that's what hurts. If a guy, you get him down to the last 3 seconds, you play strong defense for 20 seconds, you make him take a bad shot and let him come up with an offensive rebound, there's no way to catch up.
I think you can all tell what Danny Ainge thought of that last call.
And I think this man, Julius Erving, is having a great year. I don't care about his numbers, and I don't know what they are. But he has made himself a very integral part of the defense and the offense when he's not scoring.
Bird has gone to the bench, and Carr is in. So I would have to think that Casey Jones has basically conceded this basketball game, Bill, with that substitution.
Not necessarily. Because your best players, some nights are not your most effective players. And so if someone's working good, like Carr was very effective while he's in there.
Maxwell, Clement Johnson was there to bother that shot. Bad pass by Moses, picked off by Carr. ML loses the handle, call for traveling.
He tried to make a play that he couldn't make.
Moses against McHale. The foul against McHale is 4th.
I think Moses is having fun tonight.
He was working hard, but he's having a good time probably now. I've seen Moses take the ball on the dribble, go behind his back, make a spin move, and dunk off a fast break.
Well, he had McHale in the open court, so I know Rick Case is giving it up now.
I was just going to ask you, now would you say that he's given up? Not that there's anything. I mean, Rick Carlisle's in. He hasn't hardly seen any action lately. Greg Kite into the ball game also.
And that's another thing you have to know when it's over as a coach.
Moses Malone with 37 points and 23 rebounds, without question, our player of the game.
That's not a bad week's production.
Moses had a tough time shooting, wasn't playing particularly well prior to the games before Dallas and this last road trip, actually, they went on. He was only shooting 20-something%, but he has sure turned things around for himself and the 76ers. Three-pointer by Clark. Julius with second rebound, throws it away. Oh, Clinton Richardson saves the ball, but it goes to Clark. Tight, fouled by Cheeks.
I'll tell you, this is one of the best basketball games I've seen in a long time. Now, 16-point lead by the Sixers, and you say, well, that couldn't have been much of a ball game. But what happens is, when your two tough teams are playing, one of the teams is going to blink. It may be the first quarter, maybe the second quarter, but you can count on the good teams at least go 3 quarters and maybe 4 quarters before they blink. So because it's applied pressure that you keep on, which the Sixers have kept on all night from the opening tip-off.
And the fans here in Philadelphia figure this one is history.
And another rebound for Moses.
See the look of Larry Bird on the bench. I was watching him during the free throws there. He's not a very happy man. He's such a competitor. He will be back strong. Malone misses, but Clement Johnson's there to knock it back in. 4 points for Clement Johnson. An 18-point 76er lead with 2:20 to go in the ball game. Jump ball, Doctor and Clark.
If you just didn't watch this game and watch the score, like I said a minute ago, and see the 18-point difference, you'd say that the Sixers really dreamed the Celtics.
Wholesale substitution. Sam Williams into the game. George Johnson, Sedale Threet, and Leon Wood going to get some playing time. Well, Williams hasn't come in yet because he's coming in for the doctor who's jumping.
You know, it's very difficult if you're a 76er to play at this time, not for Clement Johnson, is because the coach will really get upset with you if you go out there and play like it's garbage time.
Rick Carlisle, a rebound to Johnson. Threet to Leon Wood. Out of Cal Fullerton. First-round draft choice for the Sixers.
Because the Sixers substitutes now have to finish this game off in a proper fashion.
Johnson with a bad pass. And now Sam Williams will come in for Julius Erving. Scott Webman, who's also in now, comes up short. Rick Carlisle, his first 2 points. Another first-round draft pick of the Boston Celtics. This is the time that the young players who get a chance to play, like you say, even though it's only for a couple of minutes, Bill, it's important to go out there and execute and try to do the right things. Leon Wood with an off-balance shot. Now, that's not a good shot to be taking. And Leon, when he gets the limited time, is not going to impress Billy Cunningham with shots like that. There's a three-pointer by Carlos Clark. Sam Williams comes down with it. Sedale Threet, as we're inside of 50 seconds left to go in the game. Knocked out of bounds by Carlisle. It really takes a great amount of discipline not to get caught up in what we call garbage time game.
Because coaches on good teams hate that. I guess coaches on bad teams too.
Right. Clem Johnson comes up with his 8th point. And it's a 20-point lead again for the 76ers. Where he's got inside of 40 seconds to go as ML Carr fires and misses from 3-point range. Johnson with another rebound. Sedale 3. Leon Wood out of bounds. 28 seconds to go. And the series is now tied 2-2 with both ball clubs winning at home. We've got another Boston-Philadelphia game later on in the season that we'll be doing. We'll be looking forward to that one. It could very well determine the outcome of the standings race for the playoffs. Rick Carlisle, 4 points for him in the game. 14 seconds to go. 18 points, 76er lead.
And we
76er fans singing the song Goodbye. Wood with an air ball knocked out of bounds by Williams. The game is over. The Philadelphia 76ers have closed to win 1/2 a game of the Atlantic Division leading Boston Celtics with a 122-104 victory. Bill and I will be back in just a moment. Our Miller Lite player of the game, Moses Malone, with 38 points and 24 rebounds. And on behalf of Moses Malone, Miller is proud to present a check for $500 to the National Multiple Sclerosis Foundation on behalf of Moses Malone. A terrific game for Moses. And remember that after tonight's game here on the Superstation, we have the Grissom Gang for you. The kidnapper falls in love with a girl his family has abducted, and then after that, it's Woody Allen and Take the Money and Run, a hilarious comedy. On behalf of everyone here at TBS for tonight's broadcast, we thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the ball game. Remember, our next game will be Sunday night, February the 3rd, from Phoenix, Arizona. It'll be the Seattle Supersonics against the Phoenix Suns. We hope you'll join us then, 9:05 Eastern Time. For Bill Russell, this is Rick Barry saying goodbye from the Spectrum in Philadelphia.
TBS Sports has presented America's Game, NBA Basketball. Brought to you by light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less. By Delta Airlines, with great service and low fares. Delta gets you there. And by Cable News Network and Headline News.